Hey, what's going on, everybody? So right here is normally where I would be introducing the deck and just talking a little bit about it before we jump into the deck profile. But for some reason, upon editing, I discovered there's a lot of really loud popping sounds, and it's only in this part. I really don't know why. So I just had to edit that out, and I apologize for that. But yeah, Tri-Brigade Harpies, let's jump into this. So to kick this off, we're playing triple Harpy Channeler. So Harpy Channeler is the heart and soul of every Harpy deck, pretty much. This card really allows you to kickstart your engine. So what it does is you can discard a Harpy card, special summon a Harpy monster from your deck, and face up defense position any Harpy monster, which is really awesome. Except another copy of this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. While you control a dragon type monster, this card's level becomes 7, and this name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field in the graveyard, which like basically all the rest of them do. But it's really cool because you get a summon something from the deck, which is an extremely powerful effect in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then on top of that, you can kind of bump this thing's level up to 7, which can allow you to go into some Exceed plays if you need to do that, if you have a dragon on the field. So that is really helpful. So next up, we're playing triple Harpy Perfumer. Now, if you wanted to bump Perfumer and Channeler down to 2 to kind of make some room for some more things, now you could do that. I kind of thought about it, I actually did it a little bit, but Channeler and Perfumer are really just so vital to the Harpy engine. I can't really feel comfortable playing them at 2. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. But what Perfumer does is this card's name becomes Harpy Lady on the field in the graveyard. Big, surprise there, right? If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a spell and trap card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpy Lady Scissors in its text, that's a pretty big selection, actually. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpy monster when you activated this effect, you can also add a second such card with a different name from the original first one that you added. So it's really cool, giving you potentially even up to 2 searches, but you can literally just search some really vital cards to your hand just straight off of summoning this thing, which is really helpful. And like I said, it does help with the consistency quite a bit. Now, again, if you want to run this at 2 or Channeler at 2, you could do that. Let me know if you have done that. What kind of success have you seen? Me personally, I really didn't see a lot, so I bumped them up to 3. So I'm running double of Harpy Oracle. Oracle is really cool, and I really like this card. What Oracle does is this card's name becomes, you guessed it, Harpy Lady on the field in the graveyard. You can use each of the effects once per turn. If you control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 spell or trap card from your graveyard to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpy Lady Scissors in its text during the end phase of this turn. So that I do really like that graveyard recursion as well, because sometimes you do need that. Now, if you'd rather play this one at 1, you could. Harpy Oracle is not vital. It nearly is vital. So if you would rather bump this one down, you could, but I do really like Oracle. Next up, I'm playing double Harpist. Now, Harpist is really awesome. I really like this card. Its name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field in the graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. When this card is normal summon, you can target a winged beast type monster you control other than this card, and when face-up monster your opponent controls, you return them to the hand. So it's basically like a double compulse, pretty much. But the cool effect is during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn for basically any reason, you can add a level 4 winged beast type monster. There we go. With 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, and you can really get that search quite consistently, and that is really cool. So I do like this card because of that. Next up on the list, I'm playing double Harpy Lady 1. This is just basically your Elegant Egotist targets, pretty much. Also running a Harpy's Pet Dragon. You can summon this off of Channeler, which is really cool just to be able to do that. And then Channeler's effect will activate, allowing it to become a level 7 as well. And I'm also playing double the Wind Channeler. Now this one, I really like this one in this deck because it really helps out the consistency. You can discard this card and 1 other wind monster. Add 1 wind monster with 1500 or less attack and defense from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card. And you can't activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except 1 monster. So that it is really cool. It also has a secondary effect when a wind monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your hand. You can special summon this card. You only use each effect to win the Wind Channeler once per turn. So like I said, but it is really cool, just helping out the consistency. If you kind of drew 2 things, like duplicates of something you didn't need, but you needed to get to that Channeler, you could basically use this to get to it, which is really helpful. So moving into the Tri-Brigade stuff, I'm playing double Fractal, I believe is how you say it. So what Fractal does is you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Send 1 level 3 or lower beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. From your deck to your graveyard. You can banish any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast Elite monster from your extra deck with a link rating equal to the number banished. Also, you can only use Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters as elite material for the rest of this turn. You'll use each effect of Tri-Brigade Fractal once per turn. I'm also running a double of the Tri-Brigade Kerass, I believe is how you say this one. You can discard one other Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster, special summon this card from your hand. So that is really cool. And then same thing, you can banish any number of those 3 types of monsters. I'm not going to keep saying that. From your graveyard, and then special summon one of the 3 types of monsters with a link rating from your extra deck equal to the number banished. And then you can only use those 3 type of monsters as link material for the rest of this turn. And then also, I'm actually playing triple of Nerval. So I really like Nerval a lot. This is actually probably my favorite one, ironically. You can banish any number of those 3 type of monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one of those 3 type of monsters, link monsters, from your extra deck with a link rating, you guessed it, equal to the number banished. And then you can only use the same thing, blah blah blah, once per turn. If this card is sent in the graveyard, however, you can add 1 Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card. You'll use this effect once per turn. So I actually, ironically, really like this one in 3. Now, if you wanted to bump this one down, you can do that, that's fine. But this one actually helps the consistency quite a bit, I've found. So I really like this one at 3. It's the only one I play 3. So moving into the spells, that was kind of a big monster lineup. You know, real quick disclaimer, I'm not running hand traps in this one. You know, they're basically pretty vital for any metagame. So if you are trying this against a more meta-relevant deck, you could absolutely like shift some things around and throw in some hand traps. So to start off with, I'm running triple Tri-Brigade Airborne Assault. Now, this card is really awesome. It's a quick play spell. You target one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster you control. I'm gonna get so tired of saying that by the end of this profile. Special summon one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your deck in defense position with a different type and with attack less than or equal to that monster, but its effects are negated until the end of this turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except elite monsters. You only activate 1 Tri-Brigade Airborne Assault once per turn. This card is really cool in the fact that it is a quick play spell as well. Just being able to activate on your opponent's turn, it really helps out a lot. I'm running 1 Tri-Brigade Standoff, a continuous spell. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except, you guessed it, Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters. You can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, add 1 Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand with a different original type than that monster sent in the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Tri-Brigade Standoff once per turn. If this card in its owner's spell trap card zone is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can activate this effect. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn, which, you know, that's kind of helpful, just buying you a little bit of time. I'm running 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. For those of you wondering, I did do a maximum gold opening. I even recorded it, and I even started to edit it, but for some reason there was this weird crackling in my microphone. I have no idea why, which really sucks because I pulled some really awesome stuff, and that was a really fun video to do. So, I mean, this is kind of off topic. If you guys actually still want to see that, let me know. I can try to make it as bearable. It was really annoying, so I didn't upload it. But yeah, so I'm running one of the really cool, new, beautiful maximum gold Harpy, or premium, what do they call it? Premium maximum something? Harpy Feather Duster. I'm also running a double Elegant Egotist because it literally says if a Harpy Lady is on the field, special summon a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. And this is not even a soft once per turn, so it's really cool for that. And also playing triple Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign is really cool. You could arguably put this down to 2, but I really like this card a lot. It's a continuous spell, and what it does is when this card is activated, you add an Elegant Egotist from your deck to your hand. Or graveyard to your hand, excuse me. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, I love this effect. Add up to 3 Harpy cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. You only use 1 Hysteric Sign effect per turn, only once that turns. It's literally allowing you to get 3 Harpy cards from your deck to your hand. Dude, that is freaking insane. So I really do like this card. And like I said, if you want to bump that down, you could. I'm running 1 Alluring Mirror Split. Now what this one does is a continuous spell. When a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters you control is destroyed by battling, you special summon a Harpy monster from your deck with a different original name than the destroyed monster. That is really cool. If this card you control is destroyed by a Harpy's card effect or your opponent's card effect, you target a Harpy monster in your graveyard and you special summon it and then you can only use each effect once per turn. So this card is literally all about special summoning, and also running 1 Harpy's Hunting Ground. It's the field spell. It's kind of cool because all winged beast monsters gain 200 attack and defense, which that's cool. But then if any Harpy, when a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters is normal or special summon, the player who conducted the summon targets a spell and trap card on the field and destroys that target. So it literally just becomes like a pop when they get summoned. So I do like that quite a bit. I'm also running a double Harpy's Feather Storm. This card is freaking amazing. If you control a winged beast type monster until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. That's freaking crazy. If you control a Harpy monster, you can activate this card from your hand. So it's kind of like the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Transmigration, where if you control Tachyon, you can activate that from your hand. If you control a Harpy monster, you can activate this card from your hand. And if this card in its owner spell and trap card zone is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can add a Harpy's Feather Duster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is really cool. Just like playing Harpy's Feather Duster, especially in this deck, because it's so recurable isn't really a word, but it comes back so often. That's a lot of fun. I'm also running 1 Hysteric Party. It's a continuous trap. You activate this card by discarding 1 card, and then you literally fill the board of Harpies. You special summon as many copies of Harpy Lady as possible from your graveyard, and when this face-up card leaves the field, you destroy those monsters. I'm running double Tri-Brigade Revolt. I actually really like this card. You special summon a number of your Beast Warrior and or Winged Beast monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, but negate their effects, and then immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Tri-Brigade Link monster using only those monsters. You can only activate 1 Tri-Brigade Revolt per turn. And then lastly, I'm running 1 Tri-Brigade Oath. You target a Link monster you control, special summon 1 Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monster with a different original type from your hand or graveyard, and if you control at least 1 each of those 3 types of monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up spell card or strap card your opponent controls, negate its effects to the end of this turn, and you only use 1 Tri-Brigade Oath effect per turn and only once that turn. Whew, this is the wrong profile to do after a long day of work, I'll tell you what. Okay, so for the extra deck, I'm running double Tri-Brigade. I have no idea how to say that. I just say the Ominous Boy. That's literally what I say. But he's the Ominous Omen. He's really, really cool looking. He's the Link 4 of the Tri-Brigade archetype. Basically, he's 2+ Beast Warrior and or Winged Beast monsters. If this card is special summon, or if another of those 3 types of monsters is special summoned to your field, you can banish 1 card on the field, which is non-targeting, non-destruction removal, which is freaking amazing. If this card is sent in the graveyard, you can add 1 of those 3 types of monsters from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of your banished 3 types of monsters. You can only use each effect of Tri-Brigade Shurig, the Ominous Omen, once per turn. I'm also running double of the Blossom, the Baron Blossom. I have no idea how to say their freaking names. But she's a link to 2 of the 3 types of monsters. During your main phase, you can special summon a 1 level 4 or lower of those 3 types of monsters. Good gosh. Whew. From your hand, also you cannot use monsters as link material for the rest of this turn, except those 3 types of monsters. If this card is sent in the graveyard, you can draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can only use each effect of Tri-Brigade Farragut, the Baron Blossom, once per turn. It's the first time I've actually tried to say it. I just call her the Baron Blossom. And then lastly, I'm running double of Tri-Brigade Rugal, this Silver Sheller. He's a link 3, 2+ of those 3 types of monsters during your opponent's main phase quick effect. You can special summon a 1 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior, or a Winged Beast monster from your hand or graveyard, but you negate its effects and then return to the hand during the end phase. If this card is sent in the graveyard, you can make all monsters your opponent currently control lose 300 attack for each monster type you control until the end of this turn. You only use each effect of Tri-Brigade Rugal, the Silver Sheller, once per turn. If you wanted to bump this one down, actually, you could do that, but I actually like this one at 3. Moving on, whew, boy, my lungs are hurting from this deck profile. I'm running double Cyber / Harpy Lady. This card is fantastic. It's like a contact synchro, pretty much. For this card, Synchro Summon, you can treat 1 Harpy monster you control as a tuner. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field in the graveyard. When a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, except during the damage step quick effect, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls or 1 Harpy monster you control, and then return it to the hand. You will use each effect of Cyber / Harpy Lady once per turn. So she's basically like a quick effect compulse, pretty much. Also running double of the Harpy Conductor. I wish I had that Lost Art, but I don't have it. But it's fine. It's linked to 2-win monsters. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while, big surprise, on the field or in the graveyard. You'll use each effect once per turn. If a Harpy monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can destroy a spell trap card you control instead, which you can pop your Hysteric Sign and then basically get 3 searches off of that. If another face-up Harpy monster you control returns to your hand except during the damage step, you can target a special summon monster your opponent controls and then return it to the hand. I'm also running double Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon with that really cool new gold printing, which is way better than the silver in my opinion. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but I love it. Very excited about that. 3 level 4 wind monsters. This is arguably the best Harpy card. Like, I freaking love this thing. This card's effects can only be applied / resolved while it has material. This card can attack your opponent directly. Your opponent cannot target any Harpy monsters with effects or for attacks. And then mandatory during each your end phase you detach material. But it's really cool, and we'll actually get into that in a minute. I'm going to put these up here because I'm going to bring them back down in a second. I'm running a Lightning Chidori. It's 2 level 4 wind monsters. If this card is Exceed Summon, you can target a set card your opponent controls and return that target to the bottom or the deck. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, then target one face-up card your opponent controls, and then return that target to the top of the deck. And I'm also running an Ice Beast Zero Fiend, I think is how you say it. This one's cool. I've actually won with this one. It's just 2 level 4 winged beast type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card. Negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. And then if you do that, this card gains 300 attack for each face-up card currently on the field except this card. And then these effects are applied to your next standby phase. So literally it's like a board negate that's not targeting. And it even does spells and traps as well, which is really cool. It's not just one type, it's not monsters, you know, all cards your opponent currently controls. And then this thing can gain a ton of attack. You can win with this card. This is a really cool card. And then lastly, running a Divine Arsenal Azu Sky Thunder. So this one's actually really freaking amazing, dude. 2 level 12 monsters, right? For those of you who don't know what this card does, you're like, how in the world are we bringing this thing out? Well, let me explain. Once per turn, if an Exceed monster battle is turned, you can also Exceed summon Divine Arsenal Azu Sky Thunder by using one Exceed monster you control as material. You transfer the materials from that card to this card. So literally, you can like smack your opponent in the face with a Harpy's Pet Phantasmal, go to main 2, and then just pop this thing on top of that bad boy. And considering that this already has to have 3 materials, you're going to bypass that during each of your end phase detach material. You're going to bypass that, and this thing is just automatically going to have 4 materials on it. And then the other effect of this thing is quick effect. You can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards from the field to the graveyard. Oh my gosh. Do you hear that? Send all other cards from the field to the graveyard. Once per turn, if another card or cards you control is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can attach 1 card from your hand, deck, or extra deck to this card's material. So it literally has recurring material from basically anywhere except your graveyard. And that quick effect where you can like send everything else on the field to the graveyard is not even a once per turn. So if they attempt to stop it, you can literally just chain it again. Which when you bring this bad boy out, you're already going to have 4 materials. You're going to have him and then the 3 ones that bring him out. So you can smack your opponent in the face 2000 and then bring this bad boy out. 2 materials main 2. That is really, really cool combo. I really like that. But that is actually it for the deck profile, guys. I do really hope you enjoy this one. This is, like I said, this is one that I was really excited about. Literally as soon as I heard about the Tri-Brigade, I was like, oh, I'm throwing that in Harpies because I really like the Harpy deck. It's a lot of fun to play. And the synergy with this is a lot of fun. Now, you know, don't get me wrong. Maybe the ratios, like, you could definitely, like, mess around with them, throw in some hand traps, some other things, maybe some more disruption. But as far as like pure Tri-Brigade Harpy deck goes, I'm pretty happy with this. It's been a lot of fun. If I was going to like go play it a little more competitively, I would throw in some more hand traps, some more disruption, and maybe move around a little bit of the ratios. But this has been a lot of fun to play. I do recommend you, if you don't want to pick up the deck physically, just try it out online. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what is your favorite deck that you've fused Tri-Brigade with, that you've thrown that engine into? I'd love to hear about it. I'm going to be doing a Fair one as well as a few other ones, a few other ideas I have, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. As always, like I said earlier, if you're here and you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you can become part of the notification team so you don't miss anything, and give this video a thumbs up. And as always, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.